Hey everyone, welcome back to Banter with Onyx, where we get to talk about real estate tips and problems. Yeah, let's say it's problems and everything affecting the real estate sector. It's been a long time in here, and we are so excited to be back on air. Who is excited?
I am actually very much excited.
Okay, so on today's banter, we are going to be talking about a very important topic, and I know that it will be of interest to you. And I have with me my colleagues. We are going to do justice to this topic. So, first of all, my name is Marta, and to my immediate right, I have Mr. Dimeji, and next after that, I have Mr. Godwin, and to my left, I still go school, I know. I have Mr. Peter Chris here.
Yep.
So, without wasting much of your time, let's dive right into the topic.
In 2001, a plot of land in Lekki Phase 1 was selling for less than 5 million naira. Today, that same plot is worth over 500 million naira. Someone stood in the same position and wondered, should I buy? Would this land appreciate? What if I wait? And walked away. 20 years later, they are watching people cash out of this same property and wishing they could go back. But guess what? This is your second chance. This is Kenan, the promised land, here in Bolorunpelu, Bogije, minutes away from Beachwood Estate and Eleko Beach. This estate comes with an approved excision, meaning 100% secure investment. The perimeter fencing, solid and secure. The road network already in place. Electricity, planned for seamless interjection. Security, guaranteed. And the best part, with 5 million naira, you can secure a 300 square meter plot or a 500 square meter plot. That's it. And in a few years, the price will double or maybe triple. Did I mention it's surrounded by major developments like Leko Beach, Amen Estates, and Omo Resorts? This is not just a land. This is wealth waiting to happen. So the question is, are you going to be the person to buy now or the one to regret later? Call now and secure your future.
Welcome back from that short break, and
Yes.
let's dive right into the topic without wasting your time. So, do you think real estate is overpriced? Yes, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And yeah, let me go first before some people come for me. Let me start say my mind.
Okay.
For me, real estate is not overpriced considering the cost of materials. Let me not go deep because I know they have a lot of things to say, but then real estate is not overpriced for me. Oh.
Okay.
What do you think?
Ma, let me tell you. I think real estate is very much overpriced, considering the economic situation in our country.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, now if how will an average person like me come out and purchase property or buy a house, or when will I even save up to buy a house or buy land in this Lagos that we are? You understand? So
But I
the
feel
topic
like
is not being put to a level whereby it's accessible or easy for average Nigerians to be able to purchase property. So I think it's overpriced. Yes.
For me,
sorry,
no, hold on.
let me just
Hold on.
listen.
For me, it's not overpriced.
Okay.
Now, let me take us through the process.
Okay.
For example, if you want to get a land in Lagos State,
Mm.
there are processes you need to go through.
yeah.
You need to go through the government, you pay government
Of course.
fees. You need to go to the site, clear the site.
Yeah.
There are some areas that doesn't have access roads. You need
Yes,
to create construct a
exactly.
road.
Do you
And now
get-
let me ask, do you know the cost of constructing a road to a
Mhm.
particular place? There are some side that you don't need. It's only drone that can get there. So you need to create access.
Okay.
There's no walk path
let's
to
try
some
that.
kind of
Sorry,
areas.
After all that, hold on, sir. Let me land. After all that, you will not see that. Now, if that place is supposed to be, selling for let's say 3 million,
Mhm.
now all these developers they don't come Lagos to come preach. Oh.
For where?
You understand? At
On the
least
charity work.
after all those things, they need to add one or two things. Like, okay, for instance, the developer add like 1.5
Mhm.
to a particular place that is selling for like 5 million. And then someone that have not done any documentation or anything, that even have a land closer to that place, is like trying to compare his own price to the price of a developer.
Okay, Mr.
Knowing
Oga.
fully well that
Sorry.
developer has
Let
gone
me
through a lot
cut
to.
you here. You have
You
a
understand?
point, but your point, you have a fact. But your fact is not facting. This is my reason. You said you got a property, you are doing the road, you are fine. We are not saying you are not doing the road. My own point, I'm not talking about people that are buying houses. I'm talking about renter first.
Okay.
You build a house,
Okay.
let's say worth of 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say worth of 100 million.
Yes.
How many years do you want to use to get that money back?
Mm.
This Lagos, people know they wait reach 3 years. They want to like, okay, let's say you bought a property or a land for 30 million.
Mm-hmm.
Cost of your building, everything. You build whatever you want to, even though with the small kolobo house, so they build up and down. You build whatever you want to build on it. Far as Shongotedo, let me use that as a landmark. Shongotedo, you are renting a house of 2 million, 3 million. Why?
It's crazy.
What's there?
That's I think on that part, I
Should
think
we
it
send us
depends.
back
It
to the
depends on
next
the
one?
quality of material they use in building the house. Number one, and another factor that actually
That's
That
what they
actually
say. Quality,
contributes-
quality. When you go
Hold
into
on.
the house, you start seeing cracks
No,
everywhere.
that's the
Quality.
truth.
That's always the
You
excuse.
have
if you want to get a
Quality.
high valued or a
We are talking
decent
about-
house, of course you have to pay more because the developer must have done a lot of work in that house before you can get it, even for.
I think you guys are misunderstanding this thing. Wait.
Exactly.
Let
Now,
me just finish
it
my
is
point.
not
Wait,
all.
let me finish, please.
It
Let
is
me finish
not.
my point.
Hold on.
Let
It
me
is not.
finish my point, Mr. Oga. Let me finish my point.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm with you. Go ahead.
She said if you want something good, you
course.
need to pay more.
Mhm.
What about when you are now paying more, you are getting rubbish? Let's be sincere. How many house where we dey rent for millions get good water?
Wait, are you?
Yes,
are you-
so
are you-
yes.
no,
Now,
no,
every
no,
time
no,
in
no.
this our Lekki axis.
No. If you are
How
talking
many-
about that
Let's
one
now-
now, that means we are talking
now.
about a specific
Wait,
location.
wait,
If you want
wait.
to bring that up,
I mentioned area. When they don't even go to mainland, that place is even worse. If like say the virus inside, don't enter that side too. Just leave those old money, leave them out. Let's talk about the big people that are just getting property.
okay.
Fine, you need to go through this process. Government is not making it easy accepted.
Mm-hmm.
But me and you, between two of us, all of us here, we know say this thing, you know they easy. You say where you build. How long did it take you to acquire that money?
Now.
Okay, wait. Let me.
If
That's
you want
diversion.
to
Wait.
talk
Let me
about that,
pick my
let's-
point. Let me pick my point. You build your property for less. Your property worth 100 million, as I said earlier.
Yes.
Cost of land is how much? Cost of building is how much?
100 million.
100. Let's say cost of land is like maybe 20 million.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
20 million. There, sha. Let's
Okay.
say now.
Depending on the location, shall
I'm just
put
using-
that in
I'm
mind.
just- I'm just
That one, that's another scam, but
I'm just
we'll
using
get
the
there.
General
Location.
I'm just
Location is
using
another
the general
scam.
word. Okay.
Go deeper, daddy.
Let's say you now. How much do you now want to bring out for rent? Don't let us lose any location here.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
just think factual. You bought a property for 30 million. Let's say whatever you build on it, you build for 70 or 80 or 100 million. Fine. How many years do you want to use to generate your money back?
You are calculating-
Wait.
Hold on. You are
now.
calculating based on. Now, let me tell you something. If you are building a house, especially in Lagos State now, you just calculated based on the cost of that land. You have forgotten the money level.
Yeah.
Now, but
How much you
Even-
want spend for
see,
money le?
Government
How much
policies-
you want spend?
Now,
Government policies alone will humble you.
you understand? So all those things.
How many of?
Put this one into consideration.
I feel like
Yeah.
Now,
Stop.
one thing I want
Nobody
you to also
drag
understand
it.
is that it's not all developers that are building rubbish.
yes,
If you
yes.
If you spend quality money, like enough money to build a standard house that is well constructed, and then now how much is a bag of cement now currently?
I think 10 or
Now if you want
10,000
a bag
plus.
of cement is there, then you talk about the iron and everything you need. Now the prices of all these things
What about people that built?
Has
What
gone
about
up.
What about people
Compared
that
to-
built 10 years ago, 20 years ago? When
Compared-
bag of cement, calm down.
Yes.
They-
See,
they-
no,
no,
no.
Five
In that
thousand naira.
case now,
When you are going front, bring it back.
That's
Can
the
I say
scam.
something?
What about
No,
people
no,
that
no.
have brought?
Sir,
about
Can I
10
say
years
something to
ago?
that
we are
effect?
talking about the now.
They've not.
We are
You
talking
go-
about the now, not
No,
No,
if
Maybe
let's
last
talk
up.
about when you said
Everything-
overpriced here, you
Yes.
can't say it now. Before we talk about the whole.
Yeah, exactly. Now they speak as if they all bought the land at the now, build the house today. There are people who built these houses 20, 30 years ago, bought lands, 10
you are talking
decades
about the
ago.
rental.
And no, yes, this is
You are talking about
still on the rental
the rent.
aspect of things, right?
Rental,
And
okay.
it come and now they are using location and inflation as excuse.
how about
Why?
development?
What development?
like infrastructure.
What is huge for
in that
infrastructure?
area.
Then waiting be major.
Now
infrastructure.
those people that
Wait,
build-
Mr. Oga, wait.
What-
Waiting be the major infrastructure we did there.
Was this like when did I even
don't
come?
say, was it like
look at the road.
3
Look
years
at the
ago,
road.
this
Now,
road was not like this. So
now let me
Is
tell
it the
you,
Don't
developers
forget-
that are doing the
Nah,
it's
Developers-
government that actually contributes to the price
Developers are
increase.
paying
Yes.
Yes,
So-
now.
so government,
Yes.
government create something.
and then
Make
you are
we enjoy.
yes,
You know
amenities that the
No.
government put in place for us, and these developers will go and government will do the road today. Before you know, the next thing you start seeing rent increases, price updates everywhere.
do you know
It's
how
not-
much tax?
it's not
they are
It
price.
paying?
doesn't make any sense
See,
because
Do you know how much
how
tax
would-
they are paying?
I've seen
Now,
that.
it's
You are paying.
How-
Wait. I think you said how much tax.
Yes.
If you sell a house to the person, don't forget the person is not made. You that you are even just building a house.
Yes.
It's your company that is paying tax, not the building you are building. They don't when
Wait.
house wey you never rental charge land use act or rental value. Na till when you move go inside the house now.
Who is okay now?
No, be-
The developer is paying.
Developer pay wetin.
He's paying for all, now. Before now, let's come to this. I mentioned this point earlier. We talk about. Do you know what it takes to process a document with the government now? Do you know how much it will cost?
You know what?
To
You see,
process
you
a
see the way you are sounding now is the way these developers and realtors sound every time. Do you know what it takes? Do you know?
Yeah,
Do you
that's
know the
the truth.
processes?
That's
That's
the
the
truth.
scam.
I feel like
And
there are
that's the
factors.
truth.
No,
No,
the
location.
It's
What is the process?
There are factors.
Is that when has somebody come out to tell us this?
We
Give
need
us
to say-
figures
we need to
to this
say the way it
process
is.
so that we know what it is.
So you will never.
There are
you will never
actually
like say
factors,
that.
right?
You need to
Can I
say
say
the-
something?
Say the process.
Can I say something?
Yes,
there
ma'am.
are actually factors that contribute to property increments in every area. Number one, you look at the location first.
And that's number
You
one
don't.
scam.
Yes, you don't.
That's number one scam.
Yes,
Location is scam. Lekki, that's the scam. And
but
what I
Lekki
want
is-
rainy season now, and what I want to kill those people in their houses. But let's act as if we don't.
That's because I think property is on the high side in that area
Absolutely,
because
that
of
one try.
because of the infrastructure.
Okay.
There are lots
What
of
infrastructure?
there are lots
The
there are lots
infrastructure is
of
the road that government
benefits.
has done.
No, sorry, you said infrastructure. When you're talking
Yeah.
about infrastructure, no talk infrastructure, we say, now my money I go still go use and enjoy am.
Exactly.
No talk about that one.
I don't understand that your money. Before no be your money, you won't go use engine. Now my money. you
And in
won't
some of
use.
these rented
get-
apartments, we still pay
Infrastructure
service
is
charges. So
No, like
so there's all of that.
I think government policy to add to property increments. Like recently, we've had cases of where houses were demolished.
Yes.
Why was it demolished?
It's because of the lack of due diligence by
You can't really say
yes,
that.
that's
Wait,
also
no,
counts.
No, you can't really say that.
Yes.
You can't really say
So,
that
it might
because
be due
Okay.
to lack of due diligence.
Yes.
And then secondly,
Okay.
you know, now let me give you a case study. I don't want to mention the state now.
Okay.
You chart a property today, they'll
Yes.
tell you it's free from
Yes.
government and company.
Do you
You chart
get-
it in the next 2 or 3 months.
They'll tell you
that
it's
place is
committed.
So how is it the fault of the
developer.
Wait. You
I-
said you search the property.
If you chart it today, they'll tell you.
Me, oh,
Practical,
with
no,
what I've
practical
heard- with
example.
what I've heard-
Practical
wait,
example
with
is
what
this
I've heard so
Calabar
far.
Coastal Road now
Yes.
that is ongoing.
Okay.
There are some property. I think when they mapped out the road, some properties were not affected.
They were not.
Right?
properties were
So
not.
they now came and restructured. Is it restructure? I should put it now. Restructure the road. They will adjust the road setting and all of that. Some properties were now affected. So in such cases, what would you
You
say?
cannot say they
It's
didn't
not-
do their
it's
due
not-
diligence. They didn't carry out due
Exactly. Do you
diligence.
get?
You
You are now
understand?
taking. You are taking.
That's why I say
1%
government
out of
policies
100%.
actually affects property increments.
Sorry, you guys are taking.
That is just a
1%
case
out
study.
of
There are
one.
several
No.
cases like that.
See, other
There are
cases
several
like
cases like that. Yes,
Other
that we
cases are
can.
like that. When you ask, what document do you have? Most of this house will be bad. When we say, viewers, I bet mental try. No, even though they say they get this one, verify yourself. As
Tell
one
us
of
for
our
the comment
best-
section. Say it in the comment section so that we know.
Verify.
Yes.
Okay, it goes like this. If government wants to demolish your property, the first thing you have to is go a building approval.
Approval, yes.
Yes.
If you have your approval,
Mm-hmm.
either you have title or anything, before they even ask for your title, the first thing they ask you is
Building
Wow.
approval, yes.
yeah, fine. Government say get your own.
But wait, and you think somebody will build a bungalow
You know they go.
without a building approval? Like, doesn't make sense.
For this one,
In this-
Lekki,
do you
Doesn't
know,
make
do you know how many
sense.
houses in Lekki that
Doesn't
do not
make
have building
sense.
approvals?
Hey.
That's what I'm saying. So you cannot neglect the fact that lack of due diligence is also.
If such
a huge
property does
factor.
not have
Yes.
a building approval, then they
You
have
need to do better.
document that is equivalent to that building
There are many
approval that made
buildings
them.
without
But
building
no, but
approval
it's
in
common
Lagos.
sense actually.
See, there's nothing, there's no document equivalent to it. If you know get,
You know, yeah, exactly. If you know they didn't they, you cannot say it's not
God bless you. That's
equivalent
if you
to anything at
have
all.
it, have it. Don't.
Trust me, and there are still lots of
But-
houses that will go down
Okay,
around Lekki axis. So how do you go about that? And they're increasing rent every day.
You make due diligence. You said, okay, you search about this property. They say, okay, this property is good. This one, bros, I beg, manage this one now.
Yes,
May
now.
we just build. May we just build. If na me sef I go collect, forget church mind, for the mosque mind, I go collect. Na
See,
you,
the-
I the
the
long run, na
point-
you go suffer am.
See?
And because of this use,
Corruption.
this small money wey na one dey bribe everything, that's why we are having all this. I think the main thing everybody supposed to talk about before we say is not, to me, still overpriced. But I think this is where we are supposed to say the facts.
Hold on. It is
Sorry.
hold on. Let me say something.
Let me just.
It is not
please, let me say-
overpriced.
Wait.
The point is that
Wait.
if you are not
now.
updated, you'll be outdated. Now let me say this.
Gege.
Let me say this.
Okay.
You saying that now that's why anybody that go through the right process and is giving you a price, you are looking at it as being overpriced. Now somebody that went through the corners doesn't have the document, doesn't have building approval. Okay, just even the structure, the foundation of the building.
It's not even strong.
They are not
They
well.
tell people
You
you want buy
understand?
house. If you want buy, now off plan make you buy.
You see, you are even
Off
supporting
plan
us.
from-
They are supporting us. They are
No,
they
why
are
we-
supporting the.
When
you
we
understand?
see facts, let's say it. Truth of the matter here. To me, when we started, I said this is not all that is overpriced. Some assets are not overpriced. I think the major thing is some developers are good. Why some they just want to make
That's the point.
Greed.
That is the point.
greed won't
Greed,
kill them.
greed is part of it.
So this is my own view. When we talk about landed property here, to me, if your landed property has proper documents, if you are giving you location, if you know buy things will buy, another person will buy. But if you have that perfect title, I see no issue. Then what about Daddy Muhyiddin that see one Daddy Wasiu that has title? Daddy Wasiu has title, he spent like almost millions to get his daughter. He's not selling for property for 10 million. The Daddy Muhyiddin that does not have anything, see he's not selling this for same 10 million.
So
That is
what
the
what
point,
you're
because
trying
the
to say in
property is
essence
closer.
is
Make I finish.
Because it's
Because this one-
location, that scam is what they will use.
what
Because
you're trying to say.
Wait, you are not
Location.
letting, you don't let me finish. Oh.
Because
What you're
because
trying
it's
to say in
closer.
essence is
Wait,
that
Go ahead. Go ahead.
wait.
Go ahead.
Because of
Okay.
what this person has done, they had your
Yes.
what you're trying to say in essence is that before you conclude that property is overpriced, there are things you have to look out for, right?
Yes.
So it's not all property that are overpriced, and it's not all that are not overpriced.
Majority are overpriced. Let's talk facts. Me and you, inside you, inside your mind.
Mm.
You know, see, there are some property that does not worth that price.
Yes, no.
That's why you need to carry out findings. Make a see,
Exactly.
Now if you want to buy,
Now,
if you want to
all everybody will they sell. Now one thing all of them they use.
I don't understand why they all of
Location.
that.
They are
Yes.
that.
It's
They are
close
this.
to this.
But no, but that's the fact,
location is
though.
actually-
That's the fact.
It's close to
That's the
Lekki.
fact.
Lekki.
Look, you can never take
When it's
out.
falling
You
now,
cannot.
buy your rain boots.
You,
Now,
but
I think-
that's why you should know
see,
that this is an island, for God's sake.
Island, yes, but
Lagos generally.
they are-
Carry
now,
it.
It's an island, so you should be
Surrounded by
expecting.
Miami no be island.
You should
they
be
have been talking
expecting
about
it.
processes.
Miami
They
no be
should have done the due processes to make sure that when it rains, it's an island. When it rains, water will
Water
not
will
get into
move
your
forward.
house.
Now,
And they are
that's
collecting-
why-
and they are paying millions.
That's why we advise
Every
that
year.
the best time to get property in Lagos is during rainy season, because you know the locations that are flooded and the locations that are okay. On that aspect, I think no. The tenants have to do their own due diligence aside developers doing all of these things. Do you understand what I'm saying? So on that aspect, you cannot blame it on either it's overpriced or it's not overpriced, because I feel like if I want to rent an apartment in Lekki, I know it's expensive. I will not just throw my money anyhow just like that without carrying out my due diligence. Do you get? I have to carry out my due diligence to make sure that this thing I want to
Okay.
put my money into is worth it.
You know this overpriced. You know where you can pay.
It's worth
Yeah.
it.
And those old money area.
Yes, nah.
Those old money. Those first like house.
That was what I was trying to
I
say.
don't want go.
No, that was what I was trying to say. That right. Forget the fact that this building have lasted for, maybe they built the house 2000, the year 2000 or 1990, kiniko. There's another factor that affects property increment, and that is demand for housing.
Number 2 scam.
Okay, they don't use inflation.
No,
They don't use
no,
inflation. They don't use
it's
inflation.
demand for housing.
Demand for housing.
If we want to use Lagos as a case study, we have a lot of people that migrate to Lagos on a daily basis.
Exactly. Exactly.
Aside them migrating to Lagos, houses are being demolished.
Exactly.
See,
So do you
that
get-
house
so
can be demolished.
if I
don't
have-
get am.
And
No.
those
Say
houses,
something else.
You know, it's
Houses
part
that
of
have
it
been
now. It's
demolished
actually
now.
part of the factors.
some houses that are being demolished now. Some people are they are just pushing the blame to how is it called?
Developers.
Yeah, developers. Not knowing that now, for example, let me use Ekpe as a case study. Currently now, Ekpe, Lagos State government have a master plan for Ekpe.
That's so.
Now,
They don't just have it. No.
if you want to, if you
Don't
want
you
to
remove
buy,
the word currently.
they,
Remove
they
the word
have,
currently.
They
yeah,
have.
there's a master
Remove
plan.
the word
Okay.
ahead.
Yes, they
They
No,
have
say
a
it
master
again, say it
plan.
again, say it
They have
again.
a master
Say
plan.
it to
That
Mike.
was why I mentioned
They-
government
carry your mouth,
policies.
carry your mouth,
Government
talk again.
policies.
They have
the
a
master plan.
Government
Like,
policies.
yeah, wait now.
You know their policies.
Let him
is
say.
You understand?
Let him say it again.
Now,
No,
the
that-
Lagos
that-
State government have master plan for
Yes.
Ekpe. Now, if you want to
Thank
build a house, for example, now let me give you some reasons why. Let me give you reasons why some houses have been demolished. Now, you want to build a house where there's supposed to be a drainage.
Okay.
Okay, there's going to be a drainage here, and you want to
Yeah.
build it. You didn't follow the master plan, and some of those houses also they don't have building permits.
Yes.
So wait. So
Now,
let me
you
continue.
can
Let me
build the
continue.
house.
You
You
said
can
you did
build
not
the
follow
house.
the master plan.
You can build a
Who will
house.
follow the master plan?
That is what I'm saying. Due diligence. You need to carry out your due diligence to know that is why most of these developers they've done all these things and
All
it
these
costs them money.
things.
And then when they now want to sell
How
to
much
you,
did they do make? Which one because
No.
money? Research
Yes,
cost
now.
No, when
Are you
they now
kidding
want
me?
to
You're not
sell-
pay surveyor.
when they now want to sell, they will say you will say it's
How
over
much are you
price.
paying so?
No, you want to check a land. You will not pay surveyor to come
Sorry,
and pick
sorry,
coordinator to
sorry,
help you to
sorry.
check out in
Let,
that
let me
house.
give you an
What
example.
are you
Check.
saying?
You cannot spend up to 100,000.
No, but even if it's 20K you are
So,
spending, you are still spending
100,000
money.
naira.
Whether
I
you
make
like
you go out
whether
1
you
million,
whether you like it or
Even
not.
if it's
Real
50,000
estate
naira you are
is
spending, you are still
overpriced.
spending
Recently, I've
money.
been seeing posts online of people coming out to protest against house agents. Those people are another set of Yahoo boys and women.
Yeah,
House-
these guys.
House agents. We need to bring them out and give them nice floggings. Maybe really. Those are like another set of. I don't know how best to describe these guys, but I don't want to say certain word, but
They are making money on
they are just
landlords.
young
landlords'
boys.
houses.
Trust me.
Let me bring out a point.
You get
here.
now still on house agents. Those people are, can I call them? They are thieves. That's what.
Now, you mentioned house agents.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that house agent
Okay.
you mentioned. Now, I have my own house and I want
Okay.
to rent it out for
Yes.
2 million. I have a case of someone
Okay.
who is not in the country.
Okay.
So you have a caretaker, take care of the building.
And now,
And then
I'm robber.
the actual rent
Yes.
for that place
Yes.
is 500k.
Is that the one with the steady house?
Caretaker. Yes.
Is 500k. But the agent put it up for 1.2 million.
Okay.
He's sending 500k to the owner of the house. He's the one going with the remaining money.
Justify
if
my
somebody-
point.
If you come to rent that house, you say it's
Real
over.
life.
So sometimes we need to check some of
All
these
these
things.
factors, do you get?
check.
That's
We need to
based
check.
on, well, I feel like to some extent we still have some personal influences in the sense that some people are just naturally greedy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, some
And
of
we'll
these
just
things-
be-
That was why I said before
these
you
things, I look at it
before
that-
you judge that a house is overpriced, you should check
you
the kind
check.
of things that are in that house.
But do you agree with that some houses and lands are overpriced?
No.
Yes, you agree. You just
No.
don't want to say.
They are
No.
not.
Very,
They are
very,
not
there are
overpriced.
many
No.
lands without titles that are still going for millions of naira, and it's not
I will
even
spend
reachable
millions to
for
get titles.
average Nigerians.
The only
And those
time-
lands not
okay,
even have
fine.
titles, but they
The
are
only
saying
time I can say
location
that-
is close to this, close to this. You see, realtors and house agents, be warned,
They no go make everything.
be warned.
The only reason I can say that,
That is why we are still coming back to this. That's why we mentioned due diligence.
yeah.
And if you
Now,
sorry
if you
sir,
want
and
to-
if you are a realtor and you are watching this and you go to the comment section and say I will reply you, my name is Vic. Go on sir.
All right. So now, if let's say we have
I will
have
reply
to-
you.
You want trade like
we have two different portion of land, for example.
Okay.
Let's say opposite each other.
Mhm.
One have proper documents,
Yes.
which is being handled by a developer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other one doesn't have a document.
Proper document.
Yeah, let's say your future plan.
Wait,
Eh?
now wait.
Now, the
Right.
other one doesn't have a document.
Yes.
No title, nothing.
Mhm.
Now, because the person see that this land beside me is selling for, let's say, 5 million.
Yes.
He that doesn't have any document
Document.
is going to increase his own
Yes.
to even 4.5 or
I
6
said-
million.
I said it earlier, yeah.
You understand?
And
Now, the developer have gone through the due diligence and
Yeah.
all the processes,
Provide
all the money
documents.
he spent and everything.
Yes.
And remember, like I mentioned earlier, you know, come Lagos to come play or to come preach.
Every
At
businessman
least
wants to
if
make
you are
profit.
doing,
of
if you are
course.
into business, at least you'll be able to get
Make profit, yeah.
profit from
That's
it.
agreed
You
now.
understand? Now,
See,
somebody
we are
that
not
doesn't
saying-
have
Actually, there's
somebody that
difference
doesn't
between
have
and profit.
title,
Sha.
no document,
No, we're not saying you should not make profit here.
no document,
But
no
that
title.
profit, I'm not saying you should not make profit. Me say, but they do business now. I know one shot. I know come Lagos
Yes.
from Cambridge.
At all.
The truth of the matter is, you finish a house with like, let's say, 200 million. Fine, you pay your agent and the rest. If you leave it like 220, it's not too bad. But you finish house with 200 million. You try and go 300.
Don't worry, don't worry. By the time you build your house,
Exactly.
you can put it for even
Shebi na that person
100,000
wey
by the time
wear
you do it
shoe,
for
they
2
know where they
million.
pinch am.
Do it like that.
okay.
Even me,
Let me-
I'll
let
come
me-
now. I'll not come
let me
again
bring
because I'll
this
build my house
instance
too.
I have a friend here,
Okay.
a very close friend. He wanted to rent house in Lagos.
Mm.
We check around. They were showing him. I think it was around, if I'm not mistaken, Chevron or thereabouts. They were showing him houses like. Was it that guy? Not even do too much. Just want a room self.
Okay. Like a room and parlor. Room and parlor, room self.
Just a room self con. Just a room self. So they were showing him houses 2 million, 2.5
For himself.
for room self. Okay, well, that
Yes,
was
ma'am.
it. He can't reach one day. The guy can't go do something for Bini.
Okay.
Normal. The guy now somebody will now take person work remotely. You go do something for Bini. He can't say this is the for there. They like proper one 2-bedroom wey make sense, wey standard. When you show me picture, I say, what? How much? Ask me how much. You wait, don't ask me how much.
How
That is
much?
Eh? Wait.
That is how you are thinking about looking.
How much?
Location.
See, they will not understand.
Wait.
It's not a scam. It's not a scam. Location is not a scam.
See, do you
Why?
wait. Why we are saying we can't compare other states? I think the main word is you can't compare some site. Don't use the word old Lagos.
It's still location now. It's still location now.
We are not saying it's not location. But this is okay. He now said the room is like for 250 or thereabout. Nice.
Okay.
Why? Okay, let's say the place is far. But I won't lie. I think he said it's very close to ShopRite.
Express, okay.
Yeah, shop. I don't really know that area. I think he said it's like maybe 500 or thereabouts. Yeah. A room and parlor. Very nice.
A
Very
room and
sharp.
parlor 500.
Very nice. Very sharp. So I was like, 2.5. 2 million. What's fine? Opportunity there, no doubt. People will come Lagos, no doubt. But still yet, you say think wait now.
Guy, they bite
It's not
yourself.
the greediness.
Do you get?
Greed now. Pure greed.
Once you own a property, you said you normal government said if government are giving it out, they will tell you 10 years payment, 10 years fine. No, we don't get money send the really work for Nigeria. But some you get 10 years to pay. Like you say, calculate down. I'm building this property with 100 though. At least in the next 10 years, in the next 5 to 6 years, let me gain my profits back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they. Okay.
That's why we kept saying location. Location is key. You can't take it out
Location is a
of
scam.
real estate.
You understand?
I know if we dwell on this topic, we will not end here today. But I think
The land.
that's why we advise our viewers. We advise that if you're buying a land or you're buying a house, before you conclude that it's overpriced, please check all the amenities in the house, check the location, kind of infrastructure in that area before you conclude that it's overpriced. For me, it's not overpriced, provided the things that I need is there.
Room where we go put-
And I'm getting
room
value
where I
for
go
my
put
money.
Mattress for grand. I no go fit-
No, I'm getting value for my money.
Wait,
right? It's not
room where I
overpriced.
go put mattress
If you are
for
getting
100
value for the
grand, I
money,
no go
you
fit
can't
move
consider,
leg
you can't
again.
say that it's overpriced. So
Location.
that's on period.
It's
Thank
rain
you.
boots. Where?
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. We are done.
Yeah. Okay. You have something to say before we wrap up. Let's wrap up.
Now,
Mr. Developer, don't support them.
okay. To me, I support that motion. It's not overpriced. Looking at the process,
Mm-hmm.
right? Government, omonile, cost of materials, and everything combined together, it is not overpriced.
For me,
All this money.
I think.
And the robbers.
now
And
Omoile
the
no dey do anything sometimes. So,
Eh?
realtors, house agents, fear God. So I know say
Fear the second
Omonile get wahala, but sometimes they dwell on am to increase price of all of these things. This, the English is encumbrances. Free from government encumbrances.
That one pay now. That one pay now.
Fear God. Fear God.
Francis, you go talk, we go later go make search.
No wahala.
All right, thank you, viewers. We want to know what you think about this topic in the comment section, and we'll be glad to read all your comments. And probably, I think we should do another series on this topic because we cannot exhaust it here.
Yep.
We cannot exhaust. There's a whole lot. And so thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Banter with Onyx. Thank you everyone for coming around. Hope to see you.
Having us.
Thank you.
So
So we see
that
you.
property is overpriced.
Because
If you don't own a property, you are playing with poverty.
exactly.
Hey.
Tell them.
You know, say
Because-
no price we dey play, but no dey over, no price, no put.
All right, guys.
Inflation no dey, now you dey inflate.
So guys, see you on next episode of Banter with Onyx. Bye.
Thank you.